Welcome to the best sports channel on YouTube, Hot Garbage Sports, with me, Coach Ryan D. Isles and Lightning are set, baby. They're set. The Isles have crept up and surprised people for the second straight year. Tampa Bay Lightning are not as tired, old, beat up as we thought they were, and they are going to meet again in round 3. So in this video, stay tuned to the end. We're going to give you 10 reasons to be excited about and be prepared to cheer, get fired up, or maybe even cry at the end and watch the Tampa Bay versus New York Islanders series. Let's get after it, baby.
Here's Lemieux. The center penalty coming up. Look at the mill. Oh my God.
And here on Hot Garbage Sports, our lists of 10 are always lists of 12. We can't count too many conkies to the head, too many times playing hockey, too many pucks. It's just the way it goes. So before we get after our list of 12, please hit a like, smash a subscribe. We're brand new. We've been here for 10 weeks. We have grown to almost 1,300 subscribers. Thank you to all of you wonderful people in the sports and hockey community as we continue to go forward into the NHL playoffs. All right, let's go ahead and start our list off of the 10 most important reasons to watch this series. Number 12, a renewed or maybe a brewing rivalry between the Islanders and the Lightning. For the second straight year, they are meeting at the third round of the NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs. Last year, the Lightning got the better of the Islanders, went on to win the Stanley Cup, finally cracking that goose egg from the NHL's best, most stacked team. There's no question about it. It's the Lightning. So we have a rivalry brewing between two fan bases. One fan base comes from the city of New York, 8 million people during the day, 22 million people during working hours on the island. The Nassau Coliseum, dark, old, grungy, but historic, loud, difficult to play in, and riddled with Stanley Cup championships. But the Lightning are going for pesky number 3, so they're starting to catch up to New York in Stanley Cup counts. Who's going to take this series? Number 11, the Lightning's cap situation. We can't not talk about it. $17.2 million over the cap. The Konami cheat code Tampa Bay Lightning were able to add David Savard, who now anchors their third pairing defense. He was the best defenseman available at the trade deadline, and because this team is so deep, Savard is only able to come in as a third pairing defenseman. You got McDonagh on the second pairing. You go ahead and you have Victor Hedman on the first pairing. You got a Vezina Trophy nominee. You have a Norris Trophy nominee. You have past winners all over the place. This team's stacked. $97 million well spent. Pressure is on Tampa to win the cup, because if you lose, there's nothing more that you can be given. Number 10, the Islanders dispatched 2 of the NHL's elite teams in the Pittsburgh Penguins and Boston Bruins. Those teams were stacked. They had offensive power. They had defensive power. They had good coaching. One team supposedly had a goaltender, but he folded over. So the Islanders have beaten 2 of the NHL's best on the way to the Lightning, but it only gets harder from here, Isles fans. Number 9, Tampa Bay dispatched 2 better teams on the way to round 3. Carolina was the class of the NHL right behind the Colorado Avalanche, and Florida not only comes in with one of the best coaches in the NHL, don't worry, Isles fans, we won't forget about yours, the Prairie Boy from Winnipeg, Manitoba, but Coach Q and the Florida Panthers were the most deadly team in the NHL at scoring 5-on-5, and frankly, if Kucherov and Stamkos hadn't returned at the time, we could be talking about future Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, but they were dispatched in round 1 by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hey, as the story goes in Soviet Russia, car drive you. Number 8, the Islanders are coming from the hardest division in the NHL. Yes, Carolina and Florida may have been 2 of the NHL's elite along with the Lightning, but that NHL East division was stacked. Even teams that missed the playoffs were good. Flyers were good. Rangers were still good. They didn't get in. That division beat each other up, and the Islanders have been playing playoff hockey within their division, well, since halfway through the year. That's how difficult the division's been. So great storyline to follow. Can they go ahead and dispatch the Tampa Bay Lightning this year? Number 7, Tampa Bay has elite goaltending. All goaltenders at this point of the playoffs are good, but Tampa Bay with Andrei Vasilevskiy, he may be the best of the bunch, even with Grubauer, Fleury, and Price remaining. This guy's a brick wall, and we know Tampa Bay beat 2 very good teams, but I've been arguing on this channel, link above, Rask is junk. Jari is junk. So the defense first New York Islanders and the scoring by committee New York Islanders are going to have to do something that the Florida Panthers and Carolina Hurricanes, arguably two better teams at scoring goals than the Islanders, couldn't do. And that is figure out Andrei Vasilevskiy. Number 6, the Islanders' structure and discipline. Defense, 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 baby. Pelech and Pollock are two of the best shutdown pairing defensemen in the NHL, and the Islanders under Barry Trotz have one of the best defensive structures left in the playoffs. Yes, they do give up more shots than most teams, but they're perimeter shots. They're junk. They give their goalie the best chance to make saves. They are a patient team using different trap style formats to wear down their opponents, cause turnovers, and they're able to capitalize on their chances through committee scoring. So the Islanders' discipline and defensive structure, it's a big one to watch for. Number 5, Islanders crowd, Nassau Coliseum. The Islanders bring with them one of the loudest, rowdiest, funniest fan bases in the NHL. Tampa Bay is used to it. They just got through Carolina. We know Carolina is good for a laugh here and there, but the Islanders fans are real hockey fans. They understand what it takes to win a Stanley Cup. Hey, Josh Bailey chants, New York Saints chants, whatever they can chant, they are going to. That building is going to be rocking. It's a tough building to play in. It feels like 50,000 people are on top of you, Tampa Bay. I know you have your own fans, but the edge for sure goes to the Islanders in this series. Number 4, Trotz versus Cooper, two likely Jack Adams nominees. Barry Trotz has won it twice in the last 5 years. He is simply put one of the best, if not the best coaches in NHL history. From Winnipeg, Manitoba, like your boy, Coach Ryan D. Trotz puts together and gets teams to overachieve like no other coach in the league. John Cooper is no slouch, though. There is an argument to be made that even I could stand behind the bench, cross my arms, roll 4 lines for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I'd have a pretty good chance at a Stanley Cup. So, Trotz versus Cooper, I think the edge is going to go to Trotz, but you never know. John Cooper is a fantastic coach himself, so I look forward to seeing this battle. Number 3, Tampa Bay's lack of holes. Tampa has unbelievable depth. There isn't a weakness on this team. There's not a weakness line 1 to line 4. There is not a weakness on the defensive pairings. There isn't a weakness in net. Simply speak, Barry Trotz and the New York Islanders are just going to have to straight up beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. There is no magic. There is no miracle. There is no place to exploit when you are playing the Lightning. They're stacked. They're absolutely stacked. Add to that the fact that they're running a $97 million cap. And that just shows how many elite players this team has. It is definitely the Lightning series to lose. But can you really count out the Islanders at this point yet? We've discounted them before. They've proved us wrong before. Isles fans, you're going to have to win the cup to change some minds. Number 2, Varlamov. Can he hold? Can he hold? Every goaltender at this point is a good goaltender. Varlamov took the net from Sorokin. The goaltending job done by Sorokin and Varlamov through committee has been enough to get them through the NHL's East Division. But is it enough to hold off the scoring threat that is the Tampa Bay Lightning? They can score from all 4 lines. They can score from the perimeter. They can score from the power play. This team could probably score from their own end. Can Varlamov keep the pucks out of the net at the same pace Andrei Vasilevskiy can? We know that Tampa Bay is going to likely get more shots than the Islanders. We know Tampa Bay is going to break down that Islanders defensive structure 1 or 2 times a game, at least, maybe more. Varlamov is going to be left out to dry 1 or 2 times. Can he steal the series for the Islanders, or is the Tampa Bay firepower just going to be too much? Can't wait to find out. Number 1. Last time we did this, we talked about the crowd. They moved into number 5. The number 1 point of why to watch is to wonder, figure out, and finally answer the question that Islanders fans have been saying on this channel since the playoffs started. They're an upper echelon team. Can the New York Islanders finally join the NHL elite and get added into the conversation with teams like Boston, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, the Avalanche, the Vegas Golden Knights, can they be considered by betting odds makers, by analysts, by sports broadcasters, by fans as a team that is a threat to win the Stanley Cup year in and year out? When you make it to round 3 for the second year in a row, that is a great feat, but you are always coming in as an underdog seed, a seed that didn't dominate its division, a seed that hasn't put up massive amounts of points. But if you're able to knock off the Tampa Bay Lightning in round 3 and make it to the Stanley Cup, you move yourself one step closer. I will argue, however, though, that the Islanders have to go all the way. They got to win the Stanley Cup to be included in that conversation. Why, Coach Ryan D? Why? They've been playing great. Because Stanley Cups and winners is what people remember. Nobody remembers second place except the people from that city. Nobody remembers the fact that Edmonton, Calgary, Carolina all had sweetheart, underdog, darling runs to the Stanley Cup Finals. Nope, they don't recall it. People don't remember underdogs if you can't close it. They don't. Hockey aficionados do, but general public, odds makers, nah. It's called a blip, an outlier. You don't get the justification and the treatment you want, Islanders fans, till you win the cup. So you get through Tampa Bay. That means you've dispatched 3 of the NHL's elites and 1 more to go. I can't wait to watch this series because it's either one step closer to a new hotness team entering the NHL's elite, or they just go back to a pesky division rival that's mid-pack and always around to make a little bit of noise. They remind me a lot of the Finnish team in international competition. They're always a threat to win, but never a favorite. Doesn't mean they won't win a couple, though. All right, this has been Coach Ryan D with Hot Garbage Sports. Tell me what you think down below. Did we miss anything? What makes you excited for this series? I'm jacked up about it. We'll catch you in the next one. We'll be covering it the whole way through. So remember to subscribe, like, stay here with Coach Ryan D, and we'll catch you after game 1. Good night.